China says that Taiwan military drills are over. Yasukazu Hamada becomes the new chief of Japan's defense ministry. Flight bookings to Hong Kong surge 249%. Kenyans anticipate their first female vice president. Climate change made latest UK heatwave at least 10 times likelier. Chicago will run city operations with clean power. Billionaires are funding a massive treasure hunt in Greenland. Record-breaking rain leaves 8 dead in South Korea's capital.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. It's Thursday, August 11th, and here are your top stories. On Monday, the U.S. confirmed that it will send warships through the Taiwan Strait in the coming days. The media reported that on Wednesday, China's Eastern Theater Command spokesman, Senior Colonel Shi Yi, said that it successfully completed all tasks set out in last week's exercises, which were held around Taiwan in response to U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit. However, she added that it planned to regularly organize patrols in the direction of the Taiwan Strait.
China says the new drills are focused on anti-submarine and sea assault operations. Now, Beijing launched days of unprecedented drills close to the island.
According to a report of the U.S. Naval Institute on Monday, August 8th, which cited Undersecretary of Defense Policy Colin Kahl as saying, U.S. warships will continue to make Taiwan Strait transits and perform freedom of navigation operations in the Indo-Pacific, despite China's recent live-fire drills. In addition, the U.S. Navy is expected to conduct some freedom of navigations operations in the region in the coming days. Kahl said it is important for Beijing to understand that the United States will continue to sail in international waters where it is allowed.
The media reported that Japan's former defense minister Yasukazu Hamada will return to the job as the head of Japan's defense ministry as the country is seeking to rework its defense posture amid the threats from its neighbors such as China and North Korea, as well as Russia. Hamada, currently a House of Representatives member, previously served as defense chief between 2008 and 2009. He is a son of Koichi Hamada, a former LDP lawmaker known for his fiery behavior in parliament and elsewhere.
Kishida announced the new cabinet today. He removed some ministers with links to controversial religious group, the Unification Church.
The media reported that the newly appointed Japanese defense minister led a group of Japanese lawmakers to Taiwan and had talks with Taiwan's president, Tsai Ing-wen, National Defense Ministry officials, and think tank members late last month. In September 2008, under the cabinet of Prime Minister Taro Aso, Hamada was appointed as Minister of Defense. Also, he and the sitting foreign minister, along with 2 other Congress members, formed a band Glints, which had a special charity concert in 2014.
According to data from Trip.com, the number of bookings for flights to Hong Kong increased 249% on Monday from a day earlier, the day the decision was announced to reduce the number of days arrivals must spend in hotel quarantine. In addition, outbound flight orders also rose 176% from the previous day. The data showed that inbound bookings are mainly from places such as Bangkok, London, Taipei, Singapore, and Manchester, while those from Hong Kong mainly plan to fly to similar destinations.
Home medical surveillance. During this time, they are forbidden to enter high-risk premises such as restaurants and bars.
The media said that the reduction of quarantine time is a welcome change for many people, who previously had to spend as many as 21 days in a hotel. Still, travelers to Hong Kong need to contend with a number of hurdles, including securing a hotel room, which are both costly and in short supply. People will also have to delay their plans if they test positive in the days before their flight, and risk being sent to a central quarantine facility if they're found to have COVID once they arrive in the city.
As Kenyans await the outcome of Tuesday's election, they are wondering if Martha Karua might be their first female vice president. Karua may become the highest-ranking woman in the history of a country where female candidates are often physically attacked. The 64-year-old former justice minister was named as the running mate by veteran opposition leader Raila Odinga, who heads the Azimio la Umoja coalition, One Kenyan Alliance. They're facing off against Deputy President William Ruto and lawmaker Rigathi Gachagua, both men in the August 9th presidential, legislative, and local elections.
The pictures will have something much clearer posted online after this, but it's a squeeze, and everybody wants to get that picture like you said.
Karua has said Azimio's priority would be to stamp out corruption, estimated to cost the government a third of its budget every year, about $6.8 billion. She said Azimio also wants closer scrutiny of private wealth of public sector workers and political leaders. The recovered money would fund her coalition's plan to offer direct monthly support to 2 million of Kenya's poorest people. Karua has also promised to rein in public debt, which has more than tripled by $61.3 billion since President Kenyatta took office in 2013.
The World Weather Attribution Research Team found that greenhouse gas pollution made the heat wave that scorched the UK in July at least 10 times more likely and 4 degrees Celsius hotter than it would have been. Scientists said that without climate change, those conditions would have been extremely unlikely. Coningsby, Lincolnshire, and East Central England set a new UK heat record of 40.3 degrees Celsius on July 19th, and the country's new night heat record is 25.8 degrees Celsius, almost 2 degrees Celsius hotter than the mark set in 1990.
Scientists at World Weather Attribution said that heat waves are the most straightforward kind of extreme weather for scientists to study because they can look at temperature records without the additional complexity of atmospheric and water system dynamics. The effect of greenhouse gas pollution on temperature is so pronounced in general that the World Weather Attribution Teams says it no longer needs to study every heat wave to know that the influence is there.
Chicago's airports, libraries, and water purification plants will soon be running on 100% clean energy. The media said thanks to a deal announced by Mayor Lori Lightfoot to shift all citywide operations to renewable sources by 2025, making it one of the largest U.S. metropolitans to pledge such a move. The mayor's office said in a statement on Monday that the city signed an energy supply agreement with retail electricity supplier Constellation for an initial 5-year term beginning in January 2023.
Chicago Mayor's Office said that the agreement will also allow Chicago to partially source its large energy needs from a solar project. The statement said that through the initiative, Chicago is expected to lower its carbon footprint by more than 290,000 metric tons per year, equivalent to emissions associated with 62,000 passenger vehicles. Bloomberg said that the statement didn't disclose how much power the city is buying or how much of the power it is paying for. In addition, Chicago participated in Bloomberg Philanthropies American Cities Climate Challenge.
Due to climate change, ice caps are melting at a historic pace in Greenland, and while this crisis is devastating to say the least, it also presents an opportunity for mining companies to search for critical minerals that will help fight the climate crisis as we move forward. A band of billionaires, including Jeff Bezos, Michael Bloomberg, and Bill Gates, is financially backing Cobalt Metals, a mineral exploration company and California-based startup, to mine potential nickel and cobalt deposits there.
According to its official website, Cobalt is applying modern artificial intelligence and cloud computing techniques to predict the composition of the subsurface in exploration projects on their own properties and partner sites. Other early-stage investors include BPH Group, Mitsubishi Corporation, and Silicon Valley venture capital firm Andreessen Horowitz. Cobalt Metals CEO Kurt House told CNN, "We are looking for a deposit that will be the first or second largest, most significant nickel and cobalt deposit in the world."
South Korean authorities said on Tuesday after torrential rain knocked out power, caused landslides, and left roads and subways submerged. At least 8 people died in and around Seoul. According to the Korea Meteorological Administration, the southern part of Seoul received more than 100 millimeters of rain per hour on late Monday, with some parts of the city being hit with 141.5 millimeters, which was the heaviest rainfall in decades. As of 2 p.m., Seoul's accumulated rainfall since midnight on Monday stood at 451 millimeters.
The media reported that in the glitzy and dense Gangnam district, some buildings and stores were flooded and were without power, while cars, buses, and subway stations were submerged, leaving people stranded. Data showed that at least 765 facilities had been damaged. About 52 highways and roads have been blocked. In addition, about 391 people were displaced in the greater Seoul area, most of whom had to stay at local schools and gyms. A further 399 had temporarily moved to community centers and schools.
And that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. Let's make every day a fun day. I'm Johnny Wu, your host. I will see you next time.